Okay, welcome back to Reloading Journey. This is the video after day 2 of out shooting the alien, Laogo alien. It was a better day than the first day. Had some issues go away, had some other issues show up. So stick around, we'll talk about all that. I did shoot a day 3 video. Keep an eye out for that one after this. There's even more information in that one. So with that being said, same thing. It's a nice gun, fun to shoot. I'll give you my rundown after day 2 at the end of this video, so stick around. So let's go ahead and get into it. So beginning day 1, we went out and just set up day 2. Day 1 we weren't able to finish because the gun was locking up. So I learned something, how to fix that, and we could have finished day 1 out there and worked through that problem if I'd have known what I know now, but that's part of going out more. So here we just set up, we put another couple hundred rounds, or another 100 rounds or so through it, cleaned it again before we started shooting it fast. So my son's shooting it here. It's a fun gun. I mean, look at that thing. It does not move. You know, it's a fun gun to shoot. It does have its perks. I'm surprised at all the videos I saw, some of the stuff that I'll be talking about. There's that buttery slow motion. I mean, that gun just is level as can be, man. I'm surprised that some of the issues I'll be bringing up were never brought up in all the videos. One of the main problems I found with it, and I'll talk about it more in day 3, you'll see it a little bit on this one. I found one video about it. So we broke it, we did some more rounds through it, cleaned it again, ran the bore snake through it, and then we were ready to. Now, this right here, let me talk about that. This is what I learned. It comes with this scraper, and I saw that the first day, and it works really well. But I wasn't, the first day I kind of tried it, but I wasn't sure what I was doing, so I didn't try it real hard. I love the takedown on this gun. But for that gas chamber, this is just a scraper. And it's a tight fit, so the first day I kind of felt it, well, let me make sure, let me do some research before I fuck something up. So, but if I'd have had this, so you just put it in, go all the way to the back, scrape it some, move it forward a little bit, scrape it, work it forward, scrape it. And it just cleans all that carbon and stuff out of that tube, and that stops that, because that's what's holding it up. That's why the gun kept jamming, is that carbon buildup and whatnot in there, and that's what this does. It scrapes that out, and that comes with the kit. They give you that with the kit. You know, I gotta say, I love the breakdown on this thing. I mean, just taking it apart, field stripping, and putting it back together just doesn't get any easier. As you can see, we've got the red dot on it. I did get that on and get it sighted in, and I'll talk a little bit about that later, but I mean, just so as you'll see, that's what I'm doing here. I scraped it out and then went ahead and ran the bore snake through it, like I told him I would. He asked me to do that, and that's what they recommend, so I did that. And then now we took it out and we started speeding it up a little bit. Started shooting faster. It took some getting used to. I did notice, not saying I'm a great shooter and I don't never miss, but I did notice, yes, it is empty. When I missed, I seem to miss low, and I think that's just natural from shooting the other guns, fighting the recoil too much. So my second shot, you know, when I'm double tapping, trying to shoot real fast, and I did get better with it. But I noticed he kind of does it a little bit too. And then, no big deal, but he just knocked down that target. You'll see later on, both of us go to that target, even though we knew it fell down, but we're just shooting through the target. It's not even going fast, and then we go to shoot that one up, it fell down. It's just funny how your mind just doesn't always work right. So, I mean, it was great shooting. Now, well, not so much on that one, I'll talk about it. So there I shot a little bit low, and then, you know, adjusted my grip. Now it did jam. We'd already put about another 100 rounds through it after that last cleaning. And then here it jammed. That was a weird jam. It didn't fully eject the last round. I put almost 1,000 rounds through this through all 3 days. I think it's 800 and something, almost 900. And this is the only time this ever happened. So this particular jam. So that was kind of weird. So I mean, it's nice to shoot a double tap on that small target. Just, you know, it just level when you're ready for it. That the sights just stay right there. Now, I think this is where it starts. It just starts. I think that shot right there, boom, it jammed. Now every time I pull the trigger, I gotta pop it forward. It was jamming every time. I just finished out the magazine just to see if it would break free and come free. You know, it dirtied up, and like I said, every round for the rest of that magazine, I had to finish the slide forward, which was not something I was looking forward to. You know, I was hoping it would get better, and there'd be a surprise coming up. So let's stick around. So I just finished it out here, and then we took it back over and scraped it out again. You know, that's where the holdup is. It's not, you know, it's all right there with that and the spring and the little plunger. After this time, we started shooting again. After I cleaned it out that time, between the rest of day 2 and all of day 3, we never had a jam again. So it is something. When I was watching the Laogo, so he was shooting fast, it never jammed again on us. I did notice on the Laogo site when they talk about breaking it in, they said you might have some issues that'll slowly work themselves out after the gun's brand new and go away. This one definitely did. Like I said, after I did that last cleaning on it, day two, the rest of day 2 and all of day 3, never had a jam on it again. So that issue worked itself out as the gun broke in a little bit. And this is an issue I'll show you here in a second on my hand. Right there. When I grip the gun, I grip up high, and I've got that flab of skin that goes up, and the slide. Now the slide is very smooth. It's not, I mean, it's got a 90 degree there, but it's not sharp in any way. I think it was more like a burn from having that slide rubbing across it over and over and over again. And I've had other guns that do that a little bit to me. Glocks, there's enough room there. The Glocks never really did it to me. They just barely miss it. But this one just rubbed it, and that's what you're seeing there. No big deal. I mean, it heals. Like I said, it was more like a rug burn type thing than being cut. And my son didn't have any issue with it. So, I mean, the gun shoots great. You know, I mean, look at that, just how level, how fast, how level it is. It is a fun gun to shoot. Now, right here, you'll see I'm gonna have trouble racking the gun. And this is something that, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I mean, I had to change hands to pull it from back here and just give it everything I got to get it to rack. And this is it. So this is after about 500 rounds, 600 rounds. I mean, look at that gun. Look at the carbon buildup in it. I mean, everything back in the, you know, where the magazine comes in. I had to clean out in here when I cleaned the gun. This gun is spotless. When Vance gave it to me, it was brand new and it's spotless. When I give it back, I'm giving it to him spotless. I spent a long time cleaning this gun, so I appreciate it, Vance. Thank you. But you can see with that gas blowback system, you're blowing all kinds of garbage into the gun. And we did notice that, especially when you're putting in a brand new full magazine, it's a bitch to rack this thing when it gets dirty like that. And like I said, when you saw me doing it there, that was probably only about 200 rounds through it, since maybe more, because I didn't really clean it. So maybe it was like 400 rounds, because I cleaned it before we went out that day. And then I don't know, so 300-400 rounds, and I was having trouble racking it. And with a full magazine in there, it made it that much harder. I don't know if the bullets rub on something or what, but it just seemed to make it harder. The gun, whenever you go to rack it, I mean, you can rack it pretty easy. The red dot does get in the way of racking it from back here, but you can rack it pretty easy. There is 2 spots on it. You know, you get this, and then it does get hard again. And at first, I thought that was the plunger getting pushed in, but what it is when it cocks whenever it cocks the hammer back, it only cocks it halfway. So every time, whenever you go to hand rack it, let me put it on my shirt there, you can see it better. It's pushing the rest of this up. Because if you just do it like this without that, I mean, that's butter, smooth as hell. But once you put this on, the first half smooth, and then it grabs this hammer and finishes cocking it back. So it gets hard again. So like I said, at first I thought it was just the spring and the plunger into the gas chamber there, but nope. So you can see it kind of stops right there, and then it's a harder push, and that's just finished in that hammer. But with how dirty it gets, you'll see my son struggle with racking it also. But I mean, the gun shoots fast, and I'm not a great shooter. I don't have a super fast finger, but you know, it can be shot fast, that's for sure. Now, another problem we learned is coming up here in a second, you'll see. You'll notice, just a little hint, if you watch that back again, let me run it back. Okay, right here, you'll see me move my thumb. I put it up, pull my thumb down, and then put it back up where it's comfortable.
My finger right there. There's a reason
for that.
When I'm shooting,
that gun is hot as fuck. It's burning your finger where your finger is touching the frame here. When you're in the trigger well here, it's burning your finger here, and then your support hand, your thumb over here. That frame gets hot as hell. It was burning me. Now you see my son struggled there to rack it. He's shooting it, and you'll watch in a bit, you'll see him moving his thumb around. And it just gets to where it's just kind of sucks to shoot because you're just fighting that. He'll talk about it here in a second. There, he's just holding the gun off the side.
It's fucking hot.
It's fucking hot. And you'll see him wiggle his thumb around. It just gets to where it's not fun to shoot. And I don't know how fast. I mean, for a competition, you know, at this point, we probably put, I don't know, 300-400 rounds through it. We were shooting pretty fast here. But I don't know in a competition if, you know, depending on how fast you're going through the rounds, you know, you go through 2 mags in your station, and then you wait, and you go to the next one, you go through 2 mags. The next one, you know, are you going to be sitting there long enough for the gun to dissipate its heat and not build up that heat to where when you're doing your next ones, your hand's burning and you're trying to stay on? It's just something to think about, but I'm really surprised that I saw one video afterwards, the guy mentioned the gun getting hot. He didn't make much of a deal about it, but he mentioned it getting hot. I think it's a huge fucking deal. And then in video 3, we'll go into it a little bit more, and we put a temp gun on it and stuff. I mean, you'll see my son right in here. You can see him moving his thumb, and he even talks about he'll say it here.
It's burning this thumb right here.
Yeah, you gotta roll that thumb down.
What sucks is I put my thumb here, and then I pull, and then this hit right there. Just trying to get it out of the way.
So he was trying to move his thumb down. He was trying to move his thumb down to get it off of that, and this, when the gun recoiled, hit his thumb, and you know, it's just there's no way around that. I don't know what. I can't believe it hasn't been talked about more. It is a major issue with the gun. Depending on how you're gonna shoot it. If you're gonna take it out and shoot 50 rounds through it and put it away, then you'll never notice that. It's not gonna heat up on you. But if you're gonna go out and whether you're practicing and putting in a bunch of rounds, or maybe in a competition, Steel Challenge or USPSA or something, it might heat up on you. I definitely can't see you carrying this. I mean, put that back after you shoot it into a appendix carry, burn the hell out of your belly. It's a major issue, and there's no way around it. I mean, whenever you look at the gun, the way it's designed, unless they were to put some kind of insulator between, because you've got that gas chamber right here and your barrel, and it's directly mounted right to the frame right there. So this is building up a ton of heat, and it's got to dissipate somewhere, and the aluminum on here is real thin, so it's going to go to that spot really fast, and it's going to get hot, and it's going to take a while for that to dissipate and cool back down. So like I was saying with the competitions, you know, you might go shoot your one stage, the gun heats up a little bit, then it heats up this much, can drop down this much before your next stage, then you shoot that one, now it's up here. By the fifth, sixth stage, you know, you're not one to shoot the stage because they're burning the fuck out of your hand. You know, so it's just something that I don't know if they could put I mean, the gas is blowing in there and going to cause some heat anyways, but I think it's more this thicker metal here, your barrel and that gas chamber, heating up and then dissipating that heat into the rest of the gun. I even had, on day 3, you'll see, where my support hand underneath here, this was getting hot enough to burn my finger, you know. And, you know, that I could still hold. It wasn't bad enough, but it was noticeable. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't enough to make you stop. But, so, with that being said, I mean, that's the main thing. It's a great gun, but there are issues with it. It depends on how you're going to shoot it. It does, and tomorrow I'll be putting it up against the Atlas, a Glock, or the 2011, and to see if you do get some benefit out of that low bore axis. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, but is it worth the other issues that come with it? That's for you to say. You know, I did put the red dot on it. I do like their red dot. We'll shoot that on video 3. I shoot it a lot. Now this I just put in. I just gotta say, where the fuck is my ass? What happened to my ass? I never see myself from behind, and I see myself, and I'm like, what the? where the hell is my ass? You know, I feel like freaking Hank Hill here. Here we go. I was like,
Mr. Hill,
this is it.
you have no ass.
That's me right there. Well, with that being said, more to talk about in video 3. We do put it through more stuff. You know, we're putting it up against the other guns, seeing how it does. Come back and check out that video, and at the end of that video, I'll kind of have my final say on what my thoughts are on it and all that stuff. So I'll keep this one kind of short. I think I got the information out I wanted to, so thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. And if you haven't seen video 1, go back and watch it, and that way you kind of understand where I'm at on this one now. So, all right, it's good talking to you. Bye.